Trevs Hockey Show. I'm the Trev. Sweet. Anyway, one of my favorite parts of the season when they start announcing the award nominees. And today, we're starting with the Norris. Now, if you're new to this is the part of the season where when they announce it, I try and predict the winner. And sometimes it goes really good. I'm not so sure this one's going to. But either way, let's talk about your nominees. So if you're unfamiliar, the James Norris Memorial Trophy is voted on and handed out annually to the defenseman voted to have demonstrated the best all-around ability at his position throughout the season. And for 2022, we've got a tough list to choose from. Not so much all the way around, more or less for two of them anyway. I think Hedman's more or less in there as a formality, but either way, let's talk about who's nominated. So Victor Hedman is nominated for the 6th straight season, having won the award back in 2018. He finished third amongst defensemen in scoring with 85 points in a full 82 games. For Tampa, he led defensemen in points, obviously. Also for the team, he was first in power play points with 38, and tied for first in game-winning goals with 6, fifth in shots with 219, and a plus 26 rating. As far as ice time was concerned, he was 11th in the NHL with over 25 minutes per game. And he was second in team scoring behind Steven Stamkos. So it's hard not to think of Hedman as a strong candidate, but there are two better than him, I want to say. Roman Yossi, nominated for the second time in his career, led all defensemen league-wide in scoring with 96 points and with 281 shots in 80 games played. He became the first defenseman to score at least 90 points in a season since Ray Bourque did it in 1994 when he scored 91. This is his second nomination. He's won the award in 2020 and helped Nashville clinch a wildcard spot to get themselves cemented into the playoffs. Averaging a 1.20 points per game average and at a 13-point streak from March 2nd to 27th, scoring 28 points in that duration. It's hard to compete with that. And then there's last year's runner-up. So nominated for the second straight year is Kayla Mccar. He led the position in goals with 28 league-wide. He was second to Yossi in points with 86. He ranked second amongst defensemen with a plus 48, second in even strength points with 52, third in power play points with 34, and tied for first with game winners. And second in shots with 240. Now, keep in mind, Mccar has only been in the league 3 years. He's already won a Calder, and this is his second straight Norris nomination. So he's doing something right. And being on a team like Colorado probably doesn't hurt either. Now here's the hard part. Trying to pick who I think's going to win. And it's hard not to say Yossi. It really is. He led the defenseman in points with 96. He was 4 away from 100. I guarantee if he made up those 4 points, Yossi would be a deadlock. However, solid defense gets your team in solid spots. And you can't argue with Mccar being a nominee, because without Mccar being on that top defensive line in Colorado, would it be safe to say they'd be where they are now, or would we even have that much of a familiarity? Not a familiarity, but would be that close to the success they are if it weren't for Mccar? Hedman, like I said, I don't think is going to be close to winning this award this year. Sure, he was third in points as far as defense is concerned. But I'm stuck, like I said, on, do you go with the guy who led the position in scoring? Do you go with the guy who has having better success on his team right now? Such decisions can't be left It's the flip of a nickel. So, screw it, here's my pick. Mccar wins, but it's a close vote. So another one of Trevs Hockey Shows. I want to thank you for tuning in. Don't think I don't appreciate the gesture, especially if you've made it to this point. It's a great thing, right? So while you're here, the least you can do is give me a thumbs up. If you want, if you haven't already, that red button that says subscribe all over it, you know what to do. You know what makes you feel good. You know what makes me feel good. So let's do it up. Socials are in the description down below. So moving forward, being this is my first award prediction for this year, look for another one tomorrow. Actually, we've got 10 business days of award predictions coming up. So either way, in the meantime, and in between time, be looking for more videos from Trev. Later.